Shit, I'm not gonna remember all these accents.
How do you do?
Tell me about somebody. Ekaterina. Oh, one of the 3 lovely ladies still left at the gala? Who's the 3rd? Why, you, my dear. Well, thank you. No, thanks, Siri, when stating the truth. I'm glad to see more women at events such as these, besides me and Miss Ekaterina. But frankly, I haven't learned much chatting with her. Much as I tried, she does keep to herself a bit. She's a shy one. Not everyone is outspoken and chatty as us, I suppose. All's fair, of course. That's true. There are many good reasons to be attending tonight's event. Exactly, and, as far as I know, she currently lives in the small town of Hingfors, so I'm not surprised that she may not be used to such big, fancy crowds. She is not originally from Galicia, you know. Is that so? Well, that explains a lot. Let's speak of her no more, then.
How do you do?
Later. Oof. I'll let you pause it.
Good evening. Should I bring you a glass?
Ooh, you're the man with the lovely poster in his pocket. Yes, please. We have some fine oak casket-aged whiskey and scotch, as well as the finest sparkling wine we will find at this end of Galicia. Do you serve any food? Of course. Jerry is on food duty right now. He is a young lad somewhere around here. Catch him for some delicious snacks. I highly recommend the cheese crepes. Thank you. Something else I wanted to ask you. How may I be of service? Tell me about yourself. My name is Franz, and I am your server extraordinaire for the night. What makes you extraordinaire? I am prompt and efficient. Makes me feel like at home, nay, better than at home. Thank you for your dedication. My pleasure. I understand the importance of proper respect and etiquette. Good to hear. In any case, I am your server, and I am sure my wealth of experience will reflect in my work. Indeed, you are a formidable server. Thank you. It took many years to learn that. You see, my parents and I never saw quite eye to eye. They had certain ideas for my future, and the money to secure it, but neither aligned with my interests, so I left Trentor as soon as I came of age to pursue my own ventures. What did you want to do? Manage their branch of local fisheries, eventually. After some schooling and hands-on training, that is. Why didn't you want to do that? Well, I do think I could make a formidable manager. Fish are not a business I want to pursue. You may notice there is no seafood tonight, as per my suggestion to Mr. Selden. But isn't managing all the same regardless of what you manage? That's like saying painting is all the same regardless of what you paint. Sure, the techniques and tasks may be the same, but the soul just isn't there. After I left Trentor, I worked odd jobs here and there. Let me tell you, when you work on your own, you will be surprised just how many people are waiting to exploit you for free labor. Work on your own? Yes, I did not join any companies or guilds. I was picking my own clients, so to speak, and working at my own discretion. Sounds like a lot of freedom. Working on your own offers a lot of freedom and challenges. I had to be constantly looking for new opportunities, trying to sell myself, smile when I was offered scraps, if I was offered those, that is. Why would they offer you scraps or nothing? It was the beginning of the economic boom, cities forming, many rural folk migrating, in short, a lot of cheap labor, a lot of people wanting to get their foot in the door. Why pay someone if you can find 10 who will eagerly do it for free? But wouldn't they pay extra for higher quality labor? Those who were working with high stakes were usually in the business long enough to already have hired reliable labor. Those who did not care about quality, they just wanted to get it done as cheaply as possible. So we arrive at the very problem with the New Age thinking. They're smarter than you for recognizing. Their exploitative nature? Among other things, yes, but to me, they're just exploitative, money-driven, and liberal bigots. Isn't liberal bigot sort of a contradiction? Oh, I don't think I pressed the right button. Oops. Did you know many of them also push for allowing women to take on the same jobs as men? More immediate labor empowerment, they say. But think of the ramifications. Sounds like you're a bigot. What kind of ramifications? Why, it is pure natural balance completely out of whack. Men are biologically built for harsh labor and physical strain, while women provide better emotional support and family care. It's what you will see in our history across many different cultures. You're so wrong, it hurts. But if a woman proves she can do the same job as a man just as well, why not allow her? I suppose you might have a point. Of course I do. Think about it. I'm sure you'll see my reasoning is alright. Perhaps I need to reconsider. In any case, things would be different. Would certainly be different if I had some managerial say in them. Now, if only Oldagers could learn to use their brains as well. Don't they? The Oldagers, the other side of the coin, while I can understand their passion for the country and fighting against exploitation, it seems like all they ever do is whine and complain, or blow things up. Maybe they blow things up because whining and complaining didn't get their voices heard? Well, I've complained about my exploitative employers, but you don't see me setting up bombs at tonight's event. Then what do you do? Worked, proved myself, built reputation, and now I have more freedom to choose whom I work for. Nice, if only more people on both sides could do that. Exactly, and yet they are like children. If they don't get their candy immediately, they just stomp and hiss. Did you know I actually received pamphlets and letters trying to employ my convenient position at numerous big events from both Newagers and Oldagers? They think a man is so easily bought. How did they try to employ you? Let someone in through a black market entrance, smuggle a key, back entrance, smuggle a key, leave an unmarked package somewhere. Shady business I would rather not get involved in. It's good to see a man who stands by his virtues. Haha, virtues be damned. The risk alone is too grand for the meager benefits of helping the cause. And some scrap change. Wait, so you would actually do that if they paid you enough? To be honest, no, not really. As I said, I do not really believe in their ideas enough to get sucked into the propaganda, and the risk is just far, far too great either way. Fair enough. Perhaps well, in any case, I'm afraid I should go cater to some other guests. Come talk to me later if you still have other questions. Have a pleasurable night. Not done talking yet. Oh, hello. I was meaning to speak to you. Feel free to explore around here, but please do not go to the kitchen again. It's restricted to staff members as per Mr. Selton's wish. Oh, sorry about that. Well, it is Mr. Selden's house, so I just want the guests to respect his privacy. Nothing personal, you understand. Alright, my bad. Not done talking yet. Get back here.
How may I be of service?
I want to ask about the gala. What would you like to know? What is the gala for? Blah, blah, blah. Do you come to these kind of events often? Why, yes, I do work as a server, after all, and food and drinks always need to be served. Have you donated or bought anything? I'm afraid not. I'm here strictly as a worker and haven't had the time to really look at the goods. About the conflict. Which side are you on? Well, that is a bold question. I do agree with more of the Ollager ideas, but not their methods. I like the methods of Newagers, but not their ideas. Fair enough. Yep. What do you think of Newagers? Rich, wealthy, and not afraid to use that to exploit the other side, but we shouldn't let a few bad apples spoil the whole bunch, right? That's right. I do like their ideas and agree it is important to ensure fair wages and treatment of workers. We are no slaves or cattle, but I shake my head every time a new small business manager manages an ounce of success. It is called a traitor and blown up, kind of a self-defeating ideology. Any recent news? A while back, a bunch of coffin makers somewhere out north refused to make any more coffins as a protest to the violence. Caused quite an uproar, but seemed to help the folks in town settle down a bit. Tell me about somebody. Whom are you curious about? Ophelia. A young and charismatic lady, if a bit naive, but that is all I can say. It is not my place to speak about the crowd I cater to. John Dowers. Frankly, I know little of him. He seems like a quiet, not quite, guy. I think he donated paintings or something for tonight. Ekaterina. Quiet lady. I don't believe she is from Galicia, in fact. Her fundraiser sign-up forms stated town of henceforth, so I could be wrong, but I don't know, not my place to pry. I must be going. Who are you?
Welcome. I do not believe we have met.
It is good to see another fine lady at our event. You are? My name is Death. Pleasure to meet you, Death. I do not seem to recall your name on our guest list. Not that that poses a problem, of course. Our gala is open to the community, but pray tell, what walk of life might you be coming from? I am an aspiring entrepreneur looking to start a lucrative venture soon. Well, I am certainly glad to see individuals of such... what the hell is that word? Perspicacity? Attend our event tonight. I do hope your growing enterprise will be interested in providing a generous donation to our foundation. Certainly. Most excellent. Good evening. How may I help you? Tell me about yourself. Where do I start? Start at the beginning. Why, yes. I was born here. Oh, it's the main guy, Bill Selden. Okay. I was born here in Antrim in 1833. My father was a proud founder of the Selden Glassware Inc., a moderately successful business specializing in making glass dishes and ornaments. My mother has been quite the world traveler and part of many charity organizations, even despite being wheelchair-bound. She passed away while I was still just a child. Death is a natural part of life. Well, yes, I suppose that is true. In any case, I came to terms with it long ago. After finishing school, my father employed me in a managerial position at his company. When he passed away, I moved into the CEO position. I quickly recognized a few, shall we say, shortcomings of my father's limited policies. It is only expected of a new CEO should improve on the former's work. Indeed, and so I did. You see, while my father began his company through his love of making glassware, he failed to realize that the dish and cookery market was only so big. But I noticed there were much more demand for glass manufacturing in a whole different industry, windowing. So you capitalized on a new market. Precisely. I revamped many of our plants into window glass manufacturing, met with a lot of powerful supplies, and the rest is history. Nowadays, Selden Glassware provides all forms of products, but it was this initial change that really pushed us forward. Sounds like a typical day in running a company. Well, in many ways, yes, but not everyone can recognize those kinds of opportunities and move on to them so swiftly. After all, isn't the point of a business to make money? So you would say it's all about the money then? Well, by definition, it is a business's obligation to be profitable to its shareholders. Perhaps the definition ought to be revised. I see you do not look too fondly on us progressive folk. If that's how you feel, it's a shame most people in Galicia seem to share your ideas. Pray tell, are you familiar with the automaton fire incident a few years back? No, can you explain? Shortly after Automon opened the very first automobile factory in the country, it was destroyed in a fire set by a few angry individuals opposing the radical automotive industry changes and the upper class's monopolization of it. It was a sad incident that showed just how irrational many so-called old-agers can be, wouldn't you agree? Just because they reach for radical means to get heard does not mean their voice is irrational. Why can they not see the benefits of the automobiles? The automobiles can revolutionize the entire country. Not only personal transport, but any industry would benefit from faster and more efficient transfer of goods. If we could just rearrange some of the roads to suit routes better. That would require potentially destroying houses and moving people from their homes. Well, yes, undoubtedly, but not without compensation. As new tools and ideas emerge, our lifestyle will adjust to them. But isn't it a bit backwards? Shouldn't our inventions adapt to our lifestyle, not our lifestyle to our inventions? But if these inventions make life easier, more convenient, and even cheaper, shouldn't we welcome them? So many people in Galicia seem to be stuck in the mindset that making improvements to our culture is somehow destroying it. I suppose each generation has their version of culture. The more we talk about this, the more we talk, the more I see you disagree with my beliefs and ideas. A set of fresh eyes is always good feedback. Perhaps I need to think about some things. In any case, this has been great food for thought for me. I will braggingly admit I was recently honored to be invited by the Newager People of Peace Party to give a public speech for their new 5-point plan on their behalf. Congratulations. Why, thank you. I am just happy some recognize the importance of business on Galicia's future. So what is the 5-point plan? You must really not be from around here, eh? Well, welcome to Galicia anyway. My factories proudly offer great opportunities for skilled foreign hands. Thank you, I will consider. Ah yes, but the 5-point plan. It is our Prime Minister's attempt at a diplomatic solution to the turmoil. Calls for cessation of violence and bringing of both Newagers and Oldagers to the same table to talk. Something that's been difficult, as you can probably imagine. I did just see a wonderful article on its potential impact recently. I believe it should be somewhere around here, if you look around. In any case, I took your time enough. Do go mingle a bit and consider donating for Rose Hill High. Actually, I have more questions for you. Tell me about somebody. Who would you like to know about? Ophelia. A fine Thatcher. She lived far following her parents, I can already tell. Why do you think so? She is charming, educated, and most importantly, open to new ideas. You don't find such a great combination all too often. But don't ask me, go talk to her yourself. This night is as much about donations as it is about meeting new, great people. Franz. Why, he is such a wonderful server, and maybe he could be more. How much more? Well, I should really speak with him more, but I have been looking at some new positions to fill in the managerial areas of my business, enacting policies and such. Not a bad choice. Who would you like to know about? John Dowers. Oh yes, I had to beg him quite hard to show up. Yeah, I bet you did. And after he donated some of his watches for the auction, how could I not have him here? Glad you managed to convince him to come. So am I. Dare I say, his mere presence has been helping to sell his watches, all for the benefit of the school, of course. That's good to hear. Ekaterina. Most peculiar lady, I must say. She seemed quite interested in some of the books donated tonight. A big reader, I suppose. Why is she peculiar? Oh, just the kind of impression she gave. Quite court in her opinions. And her inquiries. I don't think that's what they... You didn't use the... Do you mean curt? Quite curt? Or... Fuck, I don't know. For instance, she asked of any animal biology books I might have. Tools and techniques for improving dissections and such. Most peculiar indeed. We all have our interests. Indeed, but no matter. A scientific pursuit is always admirable. Let's gossip of her no more. Everyone is welcome tonight equally. Oops. Let's talk about the conflict. I've spoken of that already, and I would rather not spoil the mood further. Tonight is supposed to be about a bright future, not a painful past. Past doesn't always have to be painful. Oh, not at all. I'm just a little tired, that's all. Let's talk about something else. Very well, I will be going then.
It's a fine evening.
Tell me about somebody. Franz. He is the waiter, that is all I can say. That's all? Let's just say, me and him do not look quite eye to eye. How so? I have my reasons. Let's just say it's a disagreement of principles. Perhaps if you speak to him, you will come to the same conclusion. I see. Someone else I can talk about? Mr. Selden. Ah, our benevolent host? Quite a lovely gentleman that he is. How so? Well, look at the gala. He organized it all. Aye, a great fundraiser this is. Do I sense a bit of interest there? Oh, heavens no, he'd be my grandpa. I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but he always felt more of a caretaker, a patron than anything, and he did organize this lovely gala. So you judge a man just by a single action? Of course not, silly, but it's just an example of the kind of person he is. And what are some other examples? For instance, now that you mention it, I can't quite think of other similar things he has done. You seem fond of him. Of course, how can I not? He did organize this lovely gala after all.
It's a fine evening.
How may I be of service?
I believe I have a key you must have left behind. Oh, thank you. Mr. Selden would not have been happy to lose that. You're welcome. Tell me about somebody. Mr. Selden, by far one of the most respectable and fair employers I have had. That is all I can say. Can, so there's more you can't? But I'm not one to discuss my employers behind their backs. Professional etiquette. Etiquette. You understand. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. If you insist, whom did you have in mind? Little obsessive about his business, always questioning others for new ideas about it, but a good host with many wonderful books. I have nothing more to say. So you like books? They don't talk back like people. What else? I must be going. Goodbye.
What can I do for you?
Tell me about somebody. Oh, whom are you curious about? Mr. Selden. A very warm and nice man. After I donated my watches, he sent me a personal thank you note and absolutely insisted I attend. There wasn't much of a way for me to decline. Did Selden force you to come? Heavens, no. He is quite the perfect gentleman, but can be a little pushy, if you know what I mean. But I suppose he wouldn't be as successful as he is today if it weren't for that. Ah, I see. Ekaterina. Oh, I spoke to her briefly. Very nice lady, likes her books and all. She doesn't seem nice with me. Is that so? Perhaps you upset her with something you said. I could have. 4. Her books? Oh yes, she mentioned she came here looking for some rare finds. Mrs. Selden has a fine collection indeed. What kind of books is she looking for? Oh, I didn't ask, I'm afraid. Something else? What kind of collection? A myriad of choices. A lot about business, as you can imagine, and some scientific ones as well. But I haven't really looked at it myself too much. Anything else? No, that's it. Who are you?
Good evening.
Oh, we'll talk to you. Who are you?
Hello.
Hello. My name is Jerry. I am a student at the Rose Hill High, volunteering at the event tonight. Oh, what are you doing? Just small stuff, carrying food, get people's coats, nothing major. What is this event for? Oh, you must have heard of the incident, right? Our school got vandalized all bad. Some folks weren't happy that it allows both newager and oldager students. Tell me more about the incident. Some people destroyed our playgrounds, threw bricks at our windows, and sprayed insults all over the walls. They weren't happy that the school allows both newager and oldager students. Ah, I see. Anyway, yes? What do you study at your school? Math, literature, history, all sorts of things. What is your favorite subject? Well, I do like our history class, especially the archaeology bits. And I took an elective in business marketing. That was really fun too. Business marketing is fun? You look like Fred Jones with your blonde, blue, and little ascot there. Why did you decide to volunteer tonight? Well, I think it's good to get out and meet new successful people at an event like this. What kind of successful people are here tonight? Well, there was Mr. Bridges earlier tonight, and young Miss Thatcher's still around somewhere, I think. Mr. Bridges? Yes, he used to be so vocal about preserving our traditions and all that. If only he had Mr. Selden's resources. Used to be. He seems to have become quite very introverted in the recent years, so I was surprised he even came tonight. I guess not many can resist Mr. Selden's charm. Really, Mr. Selden is such an inspirational businessman. What is Mr. Selden's business? What? How can you come to his event and not know?